This is a story how I got on The Walking Dead. So in 2016, my mother had a massive stroke, and it had me thinking about life. I was working as a janitor in Bumfuck, Alabama, a town you've never heard of before. I still have that job, by the way, and I was just not happy with how things were going. I've taken the blue pill and I've accepted my 9-to-5 life until my demise. Then one day I was walking through the kitchen and I seen a newspaper sitting on the table that said a girl from a town close to where I live had got a job on the Fifth Wave. That was the first little light bulb moment. I thought, if this girl can do it, I can do it, you know? I mean, we're both from essentially the same place, so how hard can it be? So I contacted the acting agent who wrote the article, and at that time, she wasn't even giving me the time or day. So that in itself was a little bit frustrating, and so I started going on Google and looking up any local filmmakers who are making movies close by, and I contacted this group of sisters, and I asked them, hey, you know, I'll be a janitor, I'll do whatever you need, I just want to be on set. So a few weeks went by, and then they contacted me and said, hey, we have a little extra role. You can be like this FBI agent on this movie that we're doing. So I got a few screenshots from the movie, and I sent it to the acting agent who wrote the article, and she took me right in. Then I come across this sketchy extra casting website, and they're asking for people who look scruffy and like Survivor types. So I send in the submission, and lo and behold, they hit me back up a couple days later, and they asked me, hey, would you like to be an extra in The Walking Dead? At that point, I was beside myself. I was like, hell yeah, I would love to be an extra on The Walking Dead. I'd love to play like a zombie or a dead body or something like that. And they're like, no, you are actually going to be a savior for one of Negan's men. So then comes the night of the first shoot. And there's like 150 extras out there. And we get set up in front of Alexandria, and they put me way in the back. And I'm like, yo, what's this? Nobody's going to be able to recognize me out of all these people. And I'm way in the back. And I said, whoa. I'm here to act. So I put on my mean mug face, and I held that gun there, and I just stood there, waiting. And then I seen a lady, she looks across one of the extras, and she's like, you, come here real quick. So I walk my way up to the front, she's like, stand here. Then the director, Greg Nicotero, yells action, and then out from the back comes the man himself, Negan. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm a little schoolgirl right now, but I gotta stay professional, so I keep my mean mug face on. He gave us some directions beforehand. He said once Jeffrey Dean Morgan gives his first lines, some of you are going to raise your weapons, some of you are going to just stand there and watch the door. And the very first take, I fucked that up, and the whole crew is laughing. From that moment on, all the nervousness that I had went straight out the window. I started to realize, oh my god, we're just regular people out here playing, you know? Then I see Jeffrey Dean Morgan flub a couple of his lines, and he's like, fucking get it together, Jeffrey! And I was like, holy shit, this is a real person. I can totally do this shit. And for 4 months, I got to be on set every day of my favorite television show.